Hello, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna give a few more minutes for people to come in. I don't normally come on in at this time, except, well, uh, some things happen that I just can't wait any longer uh, to talk about. For me, anyway. I don't normally come on at 8 o'clock at night. I try to deal with the daytime people, but that's okay. I can come on anytime I want to. Throw that link up there for me, Squirrel.
You want the fundraiser?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'll go grab it.
I'm constantly gonna be leaving Madison's link up on the top of my stream for people to donate if they feel like it. And if anybody comes in, great. If they don't, I'm still going to be talking to myself. That don't bother me at all, because I really have to address Miss Portland. Now, Miss Portland's always, been in good grace with me. I try not to talk about her in a bad way, and I haven't had to. She's been on my panel 2 times. I haven't had anything bad to say about her. Hey, Shalma, welcome, welcome. Um, I haven't had anything bad to say about her, or even a concern for her. Really, she's been doing pretty good. Has been. Write that word down somewhere. She has been. And I saw it creeping up a little bit. 1 minute, she's going a little bit this way, but not off the deep end. And I feel like Save Robbie and a lot of people played into her going off the deep end because they've been egging her on, like making her like, oh, you're the best thing that's ever happened since sliced bread. And no matter what she says, they say, it's okay, it's cool. Yeah, 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 do it, do it. They're kind of like using her like a puppet. For what? I have no idea. I don't really pay attention to them. Except the biggest problem is what she's done this last time. I don't know if they encouraged her this far or she just took it this far. I kind of think she just took it this far. Um, and I just can't. I just can't. I I want to take up for her, but I can't. Hey, Maddie Ann, I want to take up for her, but I can't. And I find myself lately in these places where, I try to stay in the middle of the road, where I'm not pro this person or anti Natasha or pro Natasha or the people across the street, which is everybody else. Um, Robbie definitely encourages her. He's a big part of this, but I'm sorry, this thing that happened, it's got to go all on her. It has to. Um, the my center of the road is getting really hard to stay on to because, believe it or not, Natasha's not doing anything nearly as bad as the other side of the road. I call it my right side, my left side. Like if I'm facing the camera like I am, then that means Natasha's on the left and everybody else is on the right, and I'm on the yellow line down the center of the road. Now I try to stay here for everybody and try to make equal and try to work things out. But that's just not going to work when the whole side of people on the right have lost their mind. Um, Robbie encourages her. Uh, Voices for Voices encourages her. Christy Ann. There is a whole list of names from top to bottom that have been encouraging her. But this is a whole different level. As a human being, there are levels to nasty, savage, when something you do is past human. If y'all hear that in the background, the noise, that's my fan. It's pretty hot today. There's a level as a human being, as cultured, I thought, that we've advanced farther than taking a dump and showing it to everybody. What is that? What kind of human is that? It's just too far. I mean, and today, okay, I tried to let it go. I really did. The first time I saw it, I was in astonishment. And then I saw people adding pig pictures underneath it online. And then I was trying to get past it. And I thought maybe, if I sat off the subject, that's why I didn't come on yesterday, that it would go away and somehow it would be, a lost subject, not a main subject again. But lo and behold, she admits today that it was her own shit. I'm sorry for the cussing. She admitted that she took a shit herself and took a picture of it. And now she's hidden that admission, but I seen it. Who does that? How far can you go in life to embarrass somebody else? Well, it's not embarrassing anybody else, Miss Portland. You should be totally embarrassed by your actions. And let me tell you something. Those people that you think are your friends, Robbie, Voices for Voiceless, Scarlett, and I'm really surprised at Scarlett because she's kind of a classy lady. Sally Ann, Siren. I'm just spitting out names that I know are on that side of the fence. But if any of those people clapped and patted you on the back for this and added extra pig pictures to it to make it seem like you did the right thing, well, I got news for you. They're playing with you. And they're going to let you go as far as you want to down that rabbit hole. Or should I say shithole? You went too far. And I'm not saying too far at Natasha. I'm saying too far as a human being. You have, in my eyes now, and my eyes may not matter to you, but I wonder how far my eyes are off compared to other people. I think it's totally inhumane to take a shit, take a picture of it, and send it to somebody. That is just not something as a human being that we do. It's called decorum. The bathroom is a private place, or at least it's supposed to be. Even public bathrooms put stalls and doors for some privacy. So whatever's going on behind the door in a public bathroom is supposed to be between you, God, and a toilet paper roll. Are you not getting that? I wish I knew what your husband said about what you did. If he's okay with it, well, then that's even worse because you have nobody to turn to for some good guidance. You were doing really well for a while there, and now you just lost it all. How can people respect you as a person when you're doing actions like this? How can people respect you at all? Not just as a creator, but as a human being. One that has some dignity in herself. Especially women, y'all have private areas. You know, y'all are real big on privacy things that you do. And I certainly thought taking a poop was one of them. But now I'm confused. Is that okay? Well, to me, no, it ain't. No, it's not. It's not right at all. Nobody wanted to see that. And you did it out of pure hate. You've lost your mind on that subject. On the subject of Natasha. I give it, she was giving you a hard time before and you were giving it back. But when you took a crap, a poop in the toilet and decided to take a picture of it, you lost every bit of respect from me. I have no respect. I didn't think anybody could do anything really to make me lose total 100% respect, because I never thought anybody would do something like that. I only know one time in my life when I was younger, someone did something similar, not exactly like that, and that person lost all my respect. And I've never had a thought like that ever again until I saw your post. Not only did I almost lose my lunch, I lost respect for you. And you were doing so well. But Robbie and all of them, they're using you. And if you can't see it, and you're now making post after post, I think 9 or 10 of them, where you say you love this new hate that's in you. Why in the world would a person fall in love with the hate that's residing out their body? Why would you love that? Why do you want to be in love with hate? Why do you want to love hating someone back? What could that possibly do for you? Jill says, I don't know what she did, but this always happens with Miss Portland. Okay, now I understand. She's done some horrific things on videos she would delete within minutes. It will not change her, period. Oh, Jill, I'll tell you what she did. Because it's better me to tell you what she did than to you see it. Miss Portland, for those who haven't seen it, took a shit in her toilet and took a picture of it and sent it to Natasha Cooper. That's what she did. She took a picture of her own shit and sent it to her. And it's online, or it was online, and then other people got behind her saying, calling her a pig and all that. Well, Jill, it's true. I saw it, and I wish I never had. I just have a problem with the fact that I don't think you can come back from that. No one's ever going to forget it. You can't just say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, I lost my mind for a second. Please forgive me. It's not going to be the same thing now. That was way, way, way past so many things. I mean, in all reality, I would be calling my doctor. If it was me, if I had a PTSD moment, and I take 6 medications, but if I had a PTSD moment where I did that and I took a picture of it, I would pray very hard that my caretaker could get in touch with my VA people that I need to be seen, because that is out of character for me and it's not something I would do. And I would definitely need to go in. That's how serious that is. But you're not under the same things as everybody else, apparently. I don't even think you start to think of how bad that was, because you're writing 11 posts on your community wall about how much you're bragging about how you love being hated. You're bragging about it. You love that everybody's hating on you right now. Jill says, I wondered when you'd see who she was. I couldn't begin to tell you the most graphic, racist, vile things she says, things you can hardly imagine. Jill, I've always heard a lot of things that she's done. I wasn't naive, but how I operate on for myself, excuse me, how I operate on is that I won't accept someone doing it to another person if I see it or if I hear it. But it really has to be done to me or around me. And that's just how I go. Even though it's like I know people say things, I hear it, but when I see it and when I hear it for myself, then that's a different thing. Hi, TV, or is it Tebby? I get confused. Hi, TV and Tebby. One of them's got to be right. What Miss Portland did was disgusting, to say the least. And she is the only one to blame for it. That is correct. She did that on her own. Don't blame Robbie or any other people you keep mentioning. This is all on her. I understand that. It's not their fault. It's not at all their fault. So I'm sorry I said that way. What I was saying was that it seems like she's gotten worse hanging around Robbie. Unless I'm seeing it wrong. If so, I wish Robbie would come on up here on my panel and explain what he's trying to do in helping her. Get ready for a huge breakdown. Oh, yeah, I'm waiting on it. When she changes the names of her channel every 10 minutes. Most haven't seen the video she did when she was following Vivian and Dot. I get that you haven't seen it. I get that you have to see it. It's not that I don't believe you. I do. That's part of me trying to be fair, I guess. I know she's going to go off soon. Between God, Miss Portland, and a toilet paper roll is a great line, though. Miss Portland did not or need any encouragement, I'm sure. Yeah, no, she didn't. She did that 100% on her own. She even said it. Do you know about the creator she stalked for years, Andy? And no, I don't know that story at all. I hear so many people talk about her, and well, I really try to stay neutral with everybody, even though I hear the talk everywhere. She was up here twice. Even though I knew the first time when I was interviewing her, I've saw clips of her being racist. I've seen clips of her racism and her religious, persecution of certain people. Uh, but when I had her up here, I wasn't trying to get her to say those things. It wasn't a trick at all. I just wanted her to tell me the answer to my questions, because I wasn't trying to make her confess to any of those things, which is what other people would have done. I just wanted her to be at ease and talk about some fun things. So I guess I was trying to distract her for a little bit from doing the hate that she gets encouraged by from others. I wish she would come up today. So if she's listening, I wish she would come over here and get up on this panel and talk to me. I'm never the one who does anything to push her over the edge, you know. I know something's wrong because she changes her name and she's got too many posts of not to be in some place wrong. His name is Portland Andy. He's got a channel and he's told the whole story. Quite disturbing is all I say. He has proof of receipts, and if anyone would want them, he's on YouTube. Wow. What's interesting to me that his name is Portland Andy and her name is Miss Portland. I mean, I think there are clear signs that it's. I'm going to be fair again. I think it's disgusting what you did, Miss Portland. I think it's way over the edge. And if you're friends, really? Jill, that's why she uses the name? Is she got a crush on Andy? Is she in love with him, or is that a whole different issue?
Wait, so is Portland not her last name?
No. Miss Portland's not her last name, then, is what you're saying. Or am I reading that wrong, Jill? Is Miss Portland her last name? Or is she using that name because of the guy? I mean, it's okay. She can use whatever name she wants to, I guess. Huh. That's why she uses the name. Okay. All right, then. Now we know. Debbie says, I've been trying to support Miss P since I witnessed the bullying she took last year from NC. She makes it impossible to continue that support now, especially since NC is behaving just fine. Yeah, that's where I'm at with this too. It's a shite show. Oh yes, she is. She was. Okay, let me get that down. Oh my. No, she lives in or near Portland. I'm not doxing. It's on her money things. Well, I see that and I got it down real quick. I hope I got it down fast enough, Jill, because I don't want nobody crying about that. But anyway, the thing of it is that I don't want to be ugly to her either. But for myself, when I came on here, I have to. Thank you, TV. That I have to draw the line with her myself. I've been nothing but kind to her and bringing her up here. And when nobody wants to talk to her, I want to talk to her. But I have to draw the line in the toilet bowl. I would rather her come up here and let me talk to her. because she needs somebody that can talk to her with sense. And do I believe I'm that person right now? Yes. Do I believe Save Robbie and all the others are? No. She idolizes them too much. She idolizes them, and I think in a way they might be tiptoeing apart and using a little bit of her. I don't know that they're using her a lot, but I could see their benefit in using her. But I wish she would come up here because I need her to slow down. And in this going, what she did this time is out my range either, because she needs to go talk to her doctor and fix her medicine or something. Sally Ann is now her YouTube mom. Contact Sally Ann. Sally Ann is a YouTube mom. Sally Ann ain't doing her mom job then. I disagree. Save Robbie is not using her or encouraging post stunts like she did today. Yeah, that is true. I'm just saying when I say Robbie and them are not helping her, there's a placement here. She runs to them looking for guidance. That's from her side, right? I'm running to Robbie because Robbie can save me, you know. And he's like my new boyfriend or something. That's what kind of like she is acting like. She's running to him all the time, where he needs to say, hold on, take her to the side, make it a non-public thing, and get down and dirty and talk a way that needs to be talked to, or send her to Sally Ann. I'm just trying to catch up here. It's not her mood disorder, which is helped with medication. It's a way of life. She's adapted. I don't know if she's adapted. I seriously doubt she called anyone and asked for advice before. Yeah, I don't think she did. She uses to hate Robbie. She used to hate Robbie, and they all have problems with. Well, what is that? Well, you know what happened after Sally Ann talked to her after the atmosphere Robbie isn't prepared for. I I don't know if he's prepared for it or not. I think right now she's a little further than maybe Robbie can handle. But the way he can handle it is if he talks to her calmly. That's the best thing he could do. And I'm not sure that, you know, Sally Ann can talk right. There just comes a point where if you're not a therapist, you ain't talking to nobody out of nothing because you can't read them right. I'm not a therapist. I'm not trying to parent her either. I just found that when she was on my channel, I treated her with enough respect to make her listen. I don't have to yell at her. I don't have to scold her. I don't have to do anything horrible to get her to listen because she's not a child. She's an adult. But when you take, you know, a shit in a toilet and then take a picture of it for everybody on the whole world YouTube, and yes, people need to start thinking of it that way, that YouTube is a world. And you're right. But that's not how Miss P makes it look. Robbie and Miss P are just fellow YouTube creators. They don't hang out and talk after hours. Well, that's how Miss P's made it look to people. Yes, she'll burn that bridge. They live like this for years, often forever. Even a therapist, I could only do so much. I specialize with people similar to her. She's not an emotional child. She's an adult. Um, Part of her problems, her medical problems that she has, maybe makes her look like that to people, you know. But she's an adult. But she may have characteristics of one of her conditions that could make it appear that way. And I'm being very careful in what I'm saying um, about that essay because I am very sensitive and very respectful to the mental health uh, people in this country. Um, when I was younger, per se, let me add this first. Yeah, essay, it's quite challenging. DBT is the only modality that has proven effective. I used to facilitate DBT groups. I'm so glad I didn't see. Yeah, you are. And the sad part about it is, it's still up. You don't want to see it. Please don't go look at it. Just go past it. Um, Before I went in the military, when I was younger, I worked at a mental health facility as a caregiver, like a CNA. I was young. Um, she does not have the emotional capability to self soothe. I grew up in bipolar mom. I'm full of just, well, I tell you, trust me, I won't go. Yeah, don't. Um, so before I even went in the military, I learned, and I wasn't dealing with them one on one like RNs were, or I just helped with what I was on the lowest totem pole of the whole thing. Um, I never thought that myself would become someone that, well, since in the military and an injury to my, you know, I'm just having a hard time saying it myself because I guess every day I try to convince myself I don't have it. Um, a traumatic brain injury in my brain stem, which is very rare, and you usually only get two options: death or comatose. And by God's grace, I am now the only third option VA medical doctors or any other doctor has ever seen. Um, and that's not bragging, that's just the truth. So I understand how people with any type of brain injury changes their life, or whether it be you were born with a mental capacity or it was gained through an injury of some sort, how much it changes your life. And I see the differences in my life every day. Every day. Every minute, every second. TV's burnout rate with that population that most social workers can only carry two, possibly three on their caseload at a time, and they try to switch 6 months, which is difficult for clients. I can believe this for sure, but because necessary because they have abandonment issues. I believe that. So I know I see a lot of those problems with Miss P, and that's why I think I noticed right now that she's overboard. The times I talked to her on my panel, she was not in an overboard state. This year, would you explain your specific TBI again? I have an injury in my brain stem, and you normally would be in a comatose state with an injury to the brain stem, or comatose state or death is usually the outcomes. But at the VA, I guess I'm the only third option they've ever seen, and that's because I'm alive, for one. That's what gives me that third state. I'm alive, for one. In my abilities to do certain things is the other. And I worked really hard on those abilities every day, every other day, every minute, every second. I'm always working. I don't give up. I think that's the Army in me 100%. Um, so I just, I think I'm so grateful for my life and this is why my faith in God is so stern, because no one can tell me why I'm alive. And people can't say to me, oh, you don't know what doctors can do. I know doctors didn't do this. And that's a fact, because there was no third option. That's a fact. You can ask anyone. Ask your son, SA, if someone has something wrong in their brainstem, uh, a severe stroke in it. Just ask that, and they'll tell you, oh, in the brainstem, oh, they're either dead or they're going to be comatose, can only blink their eyes. But I'm not. And so every time I go to the VA, I'm a what do you call it?
Guinea pig.
A guinea pig. Yes, I'm a guinea pig, and I know it. So thank you so much, TV. I guess that's why I have the ability to stay calm the way that I do, because God. It's just that simple. God did this, and nobody can tell me different, because no medical did. They're even amazed when I come in. I feel like, the monkeys that they're testing for NASA most of the time. But it's okay. It's okay. Because it just means that God has more stuff for me to do. But my life is very different than it was before that day. I remember very clearly what I was doing the day before it happened. And do I get bothered by having it happen? Yes. But still got a lot to teach people, I guess. You know, I think that's why my father kept me here. I still got stuff to do. And maybe one of those things is Mrs. P. I don't know. I just know I have a lot more patience than normal people in dealing with like this. But I'm really, I'm upset with her. And when I first got on here, I was just like, ugh, because I was so disgusted. So thank you, ladies, for helping me get past that disgusted phase. Because without y'all in here, talking to me, um, I probably would have stayed on it of being so disrupted with her, and doing that. But y'all helped me see that, she's way off her meds. I mean, yeah, all TBIs present so differently. Um, I really don't want to say what mine are in this particular video, but I promise that one day I will. One day. she, I think she's totally off ratchet. I mean, any other time she would come on my channel, except the one day I want her to, pop up here. So I don't know if she's hiding or. And my problem with Robbie and them, I know that y'all are saying that, you know, people with years of experience and patience work with people like her and still burn out. It's not medication issue, at least not the personality order stuff. Yeah, you're right. Something is not going right. I personally don't find her as a patient who should not be having weekly or every other week sessions. And from my understanding, she just has just talks to her doctor on the phone or her therapist or whoever on the phone. Uh, People want so badly to think they can talk sense into her. I see it all the time. No, no, I can't talk sense into her. I just hope I could talk her into not just calling her therapist on the phone, but go see her therapist. She needs to go see her therapist. After this right here, this incident with the shit, she needs to go see her therapist. This is past normal level. It's way manic and it's way more than manic. Um, I know if I did that, it would be nope. I'd be in trouble. I know that as myself. What is that beating sound? You have to set a major boundaries, and with DBT, she should be yes, she should be going to a group every week and seeing her therapist in the same in person. That is exactly true. And I know she said she sees her therapist on the phone, but I don't think she's seeing her therapist enough.
Hold on.
Hold on one second. It's not fair to blame anyone for her actions but her. She's she also needs a team all on the same page. She'll pit them against each other. Yes. If her medications are off, then that can be blamed, but not another person. That is true. She needs to go in. It's time she calls her doctor and says, "Hey, I need to come in." That's the truth. She should be seeing someone weekly, and even being in, individualized and group. I have to go to individualized therapy, even though I'm on, 6 meds, and that's a lot for a PTSD person. Just so you know, um, that's more than normal. Um, but you're right. That's only one component of it. I have to go to therapy. Do I like it? No. Sometimes I like it. Yeah. When? Why would I not like it sometimes and sometimes I like it? I don't like it when I feel like my medications are working fine. I feel like, why do I have to go? I'm fine. I don't, I feel like everything's been okay. It's, been a good week and I just don't want to go, but what about when I've had a bad week? Then I want to go. Believe it or not, I'm not the one who doesn't want to go then. I want to go then because I know that it'll make me feel better to get it out. So, I didn't hear her. I heard her say she could call her doctor, but I never heard her say that she was in like a full therapy mode once a week or anything like that. Um, if somebody can talk any sense into her head, her husband should be doing this about, hey, you went too far and you need to call your doctor. Or he needs a caller. I understand he's got a little problem too, but I mean, you're her husband. Call her. Call the doctor. Make an appointment. Maybe she needs to come in. If you got her on the phone, then you got, it's not the same thing as in person as it does in real life. And I think this incident that just happened to her is going to be a real blowout when it lands, when it, catches her the right way. When she realizes or comes down. Well, that's just my opinion. I feel like she's in a manic phase. Um, so when she comes out of it, I guess I feel like is when she's gonna react to the bad things that she's done. Usually, this problem population never want to admit to wrongdoing or accept effective feedback because they're always the victim. They aren't honest with their providers. So, wait, he's been down this road and enables it. Well, uh, wow. Y'all sure are teaching me tonight. They are truly energized energy vampires, exhausting to be around. Wow. Essay, I'm with you 100%. God has a purpose for everybody. We may not know the purpose, we may not understand the purpose, but He has a purpose for her pure existence could be to test our humanity. That may be her whole purpose for life is to test our humanity. He was part of the scams before on social media. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes. I think that a lot though. You know, things that I don't tend to get really I need to go make dinner. Thank you, Miss Syrian Squirrel Girl. We'll go back to listening. Thank you. We'll be here for a little bit more. Thank you for listening. Come back anytime. Go make good dinner. Um, I I've said this before. Because of my faith, I try to always look at the good of something. If I had a flat tire, it's good because that means God is keeping me late for something that's in front of me. It could be an accident and I'm going to miss it because of the flat tire. I mean, I tend to think more of that way than the way of, just horrible things, of things happening. When I think of bad, I don't think of it like that. I think of like I just said. And I'm having a fist fight with a piece of tape and I'm losing. But I know there's only so much we can do or should do. We can only do what she allows us to do. You know, we can only do what she allows us to do. And then we have to decide, are we gonna, even touch it? I feel like this is the worst I've seen in her myself. And I think a lot of people are not going to come back to being her friend as easy as others. You know, to say I'm going to be her friend but wearing my armor, probably. Because I'm supposed to be kind to everyone. That's my task. I know it. But I'm not supposed to be stupid and go out there with no armor around me to protect myself. I can do good and protect myself at the same time. You know, um, that's just how I'm built. People are treated to the degree they allow others to treat them. Oh, well, then I would be in trouble. Therapist cannot help her if she doesn't tell the whole truth. I don't think she tells them the whole truth. Jill said people are treated to the degree they allow others to treat them. That's probably right. And I probably let people uh, treat me bad way more than I should. And that's because, in my mind, from my side, is that I'm doing what God wants me to do. And that I'll step away when God says enough. You've done all you can. Now it's my turn. I might get beat up until that time comes, but He eventually says enough. I'll take it. You know, and I hand it over quite well. So that is the problem, that when you are so trusting, you do get taken advantage of, but you live and you learn. Oh, I don't, Jill, I don't get taken advantage of. I know I'm doing it and I do it of my own free will, you know. That's a problem. There are people out there who are distrusting and they get taken advantage of. But for me, I know what I'm doing. I know when, it's like when I help a homeless man and I give him the last $10 in my pocket. I want him to go across and get some food. I want to go get him some food. But people say, why'd you give him that? He's going to go get alcohol. It's not my $10 anymore. Do I think he's going to? No, I don't think, because I don't want to think about him like that. But my friend, my acquaintance, always is the first one to say later in the day when we see the man with a beer, see what I told you? Somebody might have gave him that beer. Doesn't mean he used my $10. Jeez and Pete's. But even if he did, it wasn't my money anymore. Once I hand somebody a homeless person or anything I give to the homeless, it's not mine anymore. And it really wasn't mine in the first place. I was just a holder of it. You know, if we could just understand that we're just the caretakers of things, they're not really ours. Then we can't take it with us. We're just the caretakers. We hold it and we pass it on. That's what we're supposed to do. We can't take it with us. We can't keep it. You can give it to somebody else. It's totally fine that trusting it burned, but to me, that's God's helping us learn a lesson. But a homeless person is a whole different ball game. That's not a situation in which you're dealing with these people. That is correct. I know, John. I was just making an example. I know Miss Portland is not the same as dealing with a homeless person. Let me put this up here. This here, you'll probably want to hide chat when you post video. Otherwise, she may trigger against you. She hates people talking on her, even though we want the best. You know what, SA? I knew that before I even started this video. I sat here a minute, did my prayer thing, and said, I know as soon as I put her name in the title of it, she's gonna come after me. And so that's okay. I'm not saying anything in here that I'm afraid of her to see, so she can watch my video. But to protect my people in here, I will hide the chat when I post. I'll make sure to do that to protect all of you. I do the same with people who struggle like that. It's not my business what they do with the money. We'll all get to make we all get to make financial decisions, so no judgment. Although she did see a number of chats before like this and didn't care. It just depends. Well, I knew that before I got on here that she probably, no, that she will. As soon as I put Miss Portland with the Lou, I knew she's going to come here to watch it. She watches everything that goes and watches after her or with her name on it. And she knows I'm being honest. She knows I'm here to be honest. And if she can't help that, if she can't see that for what it is, and she just attacks me for making this video, I will protect y'all in the chat by hiding it. Even though y'all are not saying anything bad at all, my video is what it is, and she can come here anytime to talk to me. Um, I would think more of her if she didn't do a bunch of little silly posts back to back to back to back about up to Nasir, and just be a grown up and come on panel the next time she sees me. She has a way to contact me, to talk to me if she wants to talk to me. No problem. There's no need to do childish things. I'm a grown up, she's a grown up. Let's just meet face to face on the chat or on the. I'll come up and do a live with her, or, you know, we can talk on the phone. However, she wants to do it, it's fine with me. But don't ask me to pull my channel down, because I'm not going to pull it down. This video stays. I think y'all are right. It's hard to know what's going to trigger her. And I thought of that essay way before I started filming today. Jill says, that's totally cool and respectful. Thank you. It's all games and semantics instead of confronting the issues, like you say, post after post, etc. You know, I say for sure it's anybody's game with her. Yeah, well, she's gone, like I said, a little too far this time. A little too far for me with whatever. I can't get past the poop, so I'm sorry. I just can't. I mean, she needs to take it down. She needs to take it down, step off the live, take a breather, see her doctor, talk to her doctor, and get back to the person she was, someone who thinks and just more at peace with herself. But I want to thank you all. You helped me as much today as hopefully I could help Miss P. I thank you all for coming. And Jill, you're right. It's very gross, and I can't believe that's not against terms of services. Me either. But I'm gonna close out for here. I gotta share my space with somebody. That would be a squirrel who has acorns, and they will throw them at me. And I don't need any more injuries. So thank you, ladies, for coming. Thank you for being here. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a safe, blessed night.